guys, it's Love's the Loom here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super adorable love arrow bracelet created by the very talented Loomy Mama on Instagram. She has made another fabulous bracelet, and this one is just in time for Valentine's Day. It's right around the corner at the time of filming this, and I just think it's perfect. So this does take less than 100 bands to create. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet, you will need any type of hook and just one C-clip. You may find it a little easier if you're using 2 hooks or even a double-ended hook. So that's up to you, but I'm going to just use my regular one today. And the first color that I'm going to be grabbing is the baby pink in this one. Kind of looks whitish. I'm going to use white for that today. And then for all of my hearts, which is red, I'm going to use pink. And I'm using limited edition. So I'm going to start by placing a white on my hook and making a cat band. Now I'm going to grab 2 bands, place that on, pull them through, and reattach. Making sure that they are in the correct order. You're now going to grab the first color band that you want your heart to be. I'm again using pink limited edition. We're going to bring this through the first 2. And then we're going to pick up the outside band. Let me fix my hand. And we're going to put that back on the hook. Like so. And then you can close it off. So now we're going to add one more band to that side. And this is also going to be the color of a heart because there's 2 hearts in there, like overlapping each other. So if you want that to be a different color heart, then you would use a different color right now, but I want them to be the same color. So I'm going to use pink again. We're going to again go through the first 2 bands. We're going to pick up the outside band, put it back on, and close it off. So now you want to get a nice grip of your bracelet because we have to turn it around. So make sure you pinch it pretty securely. Turn it around like so, and now we need to do the same thing on this side. Grabbing my first pink, going through the first 2 bands. I'm going to pick up the outside band, place it back on my hook, and close it off. You have to add one more to that side. This again is coming through the first 2. Picking up the outside band, place it back on, and then close it. So this is what it looks like right now. So now we need to bring a band through the middle 4. So I'm going to be going back to my white now. So I'm going to take these first 2 bands off and attach my white, but make sure you hold on to those 2 bands. And we're going to pull this through only the first 4. And then reattach the white that you just pulled through. And then the 2 that you took off. And make sure when you do put them back on that they are in the correct order. So now we need to grab a band and bring it through the inner 4 again. So these inner 4 this time. It's going to start getting a little bit harder. In a moment. So I'm still using white. I'm only going to remove the first band this time. Attaching my white, but make sure you hold on to that one you took off so you don't lose it. And now we're going to bring over the first 4. But you don't want to close it off yet. What you need to do is hold this white band that you pulled through with your finger because we need to pick up the 2 pink bands, which is our heart band. So scoop up that pink band, come over here and pick up that pink band like so, and then close off the white that you pulled through, and then the end one that you were holding on to. So this is what it should actually look like right now. And those 2 pinks should be in the middle like that. so it may want to move, so just be kind of careful. And now we're going to grab another white band, and this is going to go through all of them. So it does get a little bit tricky, only because the bands do want to move. So just be careful. So we're going to bring everything over, just one at a time. If it does pop out of place, it's okay. I'll show you what to do. So bringing all of them over carefully. But you don't want to close it off. You just want to hold on to that white band. Because now we need to pick up the outside pink and the inner white. So I'm going to pick up the very outside pink, put it back on my hook, picking up that white one that's right before it. And you want to make sure that the inner pink are staying in front of the white that's on your hook. Skipping over the two middle ones, picking that white one up. Whoops. And then the outside pink. Close it off. And now you may have to just do a little bit of fixing, because we want the two pinks should now be sitting in the middle. Like so. Okay, so now we need to get another white band. This is going to go through all of the bands on our hook right now. There should be 6 of them. You want the pinks to stay in the middle. So just be very careful as you pull them over. Get that pink over so it's in the middle. Bring it through those 2 outside ones. Now hold on to that, because we need to pick up some more bands. So we're going to need to scoop up the 2 whites and make sure that pink one is in front of the whites. You don't want it on the outside. And now we need to do the same thing to the other whites. So I kind of turn my hook and use the hook to get in front of that pink, because that has to stay in the middle. And we're going to pick up those 2 whites right there and then close it off. This would actually be the beginning of our next section. We would be starting with the 2 bands on each side again, which is our heart color. So we're going to start by going with our heart color band through the first 3, but you want to make sure they stay in the order that they're in. So be very careful. We're going to pick up the outside band and place it back on our hook, and then close that off. We have to turn this around. Oh no, I'm sorry. We have to add 1 more to this side. Still using pink, because that's what I'm using for both of my hearts. Pulling this through the first 2 this time, and then reattaching the outside band and closing it off. So now we have to turn it around, but you want to be careful, because this band here is also this band here. So it's going to want to pull out. So what I think makes it a little easier is just pulling on it a little bit, like that. And now you're going to get a nice grip of it, if you're using 1 hook, that is. Carefully slide it out. Be very careful, because they will want to slip back down into the bracelet if you do not have them squeezed tight enough. And turn it around. So before you start applying your 2 bands on this side, just make sure they're in the correct order, like so. And now we can add our 2 pinks onto this side, 1 at a time. So the first one's going to go through the first 3. We're going to pick up the outside band and place it back on our hook. And the same thing, we're closing the outside one. And we're going to do that just 1 more time. Placing our pink on. This one's going only through the first 2. And then pick up the outside band, place it back on, and close it off. So we now need to go through the middle 4 again. So I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to remove the first 2 bands. I'm going to attach my white, and make sure you hold on to the 2 you just took off. Slide it through the first 4. And reattach. So now we're going to actually go through the inner 4 again, which are these 4. So I'm going to grab another white. I'm only removing the first band. Oh, let me try So we're going to go through the first 4. But do not close it off. You want to hold on to that white one with your finger, because we now need to scoop up the outside pink one and put it back on our hook, the one that was just closest to your hook. And then you're going to skip the 2 middle and pick up the other side of that pink, which is our heart, the heart band. I couldn't think of the word band. And now close off the white and place the outside one. I got really tongue-tied there. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. And I hit my camera. What a day, huh? Alrighty, so it should look like this right now. So now we need to grab another white band. Your 2 inner bands should be like so. So we're going to place our white band on, and this is going to go through everything on our hook. So you just want to try to keep everything in the order that they're in. I know sometimes the pink wants to pop over that white, so if that happens, it's okay. I can show you how to fix that. You don't want to close it off yet. You want to pick up the outside pink and the white that's next to it. So your outside 2 bands that's closest to your hook should be going back on. Skipping the 2 middle, picking up the last 2 bands again as well. And then you want to reattach that white. So before we go any further, the pink has to be in the middle. So just grab a hold of it and slide it over. And do the same on this side. So it should be sitting like that. So now we're going to bring our white band through all of the bands on our hook. And again, you want these 2 pinks to stay in the middle. So just kind of take your time. Bring those 2 over. You can even give them a little bit of a pull, if that helps. Pull that. And then bring it through the remaining 3. But before you attach, we have to pick those whites up. And as you can see, my pink popped back over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all 3 of them. But I'm only going to grab the 2 whites and I'm going to pull them under that pink, like so that that pink pops in the middle. So now we have those 2 back on the hook, and we now need to get the other white. So I'm going to use my hook to push that pink into the middle out of the way, and then I'll go under the 2 whites to get them back on my hook, and then reattach the outside, and just straighten it out, like so. So as you can see, there's a lot of pickup bands that we have to do for this one. But at first I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to show this? It looked so hard. But the more you do it, it really does become way easier. So this is our starting section when we have the 3 white and 3 white. So we're going to go through the first 3 with our heart color band, pink for me. Pick up the outside band and close it off. We're going to do that again. Going through the first 2 this time. Pick up your outside band and then close it. I would pull on this band on the end a little bit, because now we need to turn it around and you don't want to lose that band there. So make sure you get a really nice pinch and turn it around. Making sure you get through all of the band. So now we're going to do that on this side. So go through your first 3, keeping them in their order. Pick up the outside one, close it off. One more time, but this time only going through the first 2. Pick up the outside one and close it. So now we need to go through the 4 middles with our white. So we're going to remove the first 2, holding on to them. I'm going to pull this through the first 4 and reattach. And reattach those. So now we're going to go through the middle 4 So remove your first band, adding my white on. So we're going through the middle 4 again, but don't close it off because we now need to hold on to that white, and we're going to pick up the outside pink and the pink on this side. So the outer 2 bands go back on our hook, close that off and reattach. Grabbing another white. We're going to go through everything that's on our hook, trying to keep them in the order that they are in. Do not close it off because we're now going to pick up the 2 outer bands. So the white, or the pink and the white, and the white and the pink. And close it off. So now you want to pop that pink band into the center. Both sides. Like so. We're going to pull a white band through all of those, keeping them, or trying to keep them in that order, which I already did not do. Let's try that again. And remember, don't hook it yet because we need to pick up the 2 whites. So you want the pink in the middle, and we need to re-pick up these 2 outside whites and get them back on our hook. Like so, and close it off. And then we are at square 1 again. I'm going to go ahead and do it silently, and you guys can certainly follow along. Alrighty guys, so that is what you do to make this super cute love arrow bracelet. So to close it up, all you're going to do is be at the starting point, which is right here, 6 bands total. We're just going to grab one to the end left band and just slide your hook out of everything except for the last band. And then that is what you will attach your C-clip to. Okay, so there you have the completed love arrow bracelet. This was created by the one and only Loomy Mama on Instagram. So I think it's so perfect for Valentine's Day approaching. I hope to see many of these on Instagram. If you do make it, please tag myself, Loves to Loom, and Loomy Mama herself on Instagram. If you do like it, guys, please also help us out by hitting that like button below. And I'll see you all at my next video. Bye!